Hello, good morning, students. Welcome back to our virtual class. In last lecture, we learned GDP and NDP. Today, we are going to learn the next definitions, which is related to national income. That are first is gross national product, that is GNP. GNP, gross national product, means the gross value of final goods and services and produce annually in a country. GNP means the gross value of final goods and services and produce annually in a country, which is estimated according to the price prevailing in the market, which is estimated according to the price prevailing in the market. What is formula of GNP? That is C plus I plus G plus X minus M plus, this is GDP, right? C plus I plus G plus X minus M, this is GDP, plus R minus P. R minus P. What is R and what is P? R is receipt from abroad. Receipt from abroad, and P means payments made abroad. P means payments made from made abroad. GDP, this is GDP. As we learn what GDP's formula, that is C plus I plus G. C means consumption, I means investment, G is government expenditure, X export, and M is import. So that is the formula of GDP. GDP plus R minus P means GDP plus net factor income from abroad. GNP takes into account the manufacturing of tangible goods such as vehicles, agricultural products, machinery, etc., as well as the provision of services. The provision of services like healthcare, business consultancy, and education. That is GNP. Next is NNP. NNP. What is NNP? Net national product. NNP means net national product. Is the net market value of final goods and services. What is GNP? That is a gross national value. Gross national product. NNP means net market value of all final goods and services product produced by the residents of a country during a period of 1 year. That is NNP. That is net national product. NNP, what is the formula of NNP? That is GNP minus depreciation. GNP minus depreciation. What is the formula of GNP? GDP plus R minus P. That is GNP. Here GNP minus depreciation means all these concepts are coming here. That is GNP. C plus I plus G plus X minus M plus R minus P minus depreciation. Right. NNP is calculated by taking GNP and then subtracting the value of how much physical capital is worn out. How much physical capital is worn out or reduced in value because of aging over the course of year. It means capital ages and loss value is calculated here. That is depreciation. It means capital ages and losses value is called depreciation. That is NNP. As we learned GDP, NDP, GNP, and NNP. Okay. The next point is Methods of measuring national income. Methods of measurement. Of national income. Okay. First point is output. First is output. Output method. First is output method. National income is measured by the output method by calculating the total value of goods and services. Total value of goods and services produced in the country during the year. National income is measured by the output method by calculating the total value of goods and services produced in the country during the year. The money value of goods and services produced in an economy, in an accounting, is called gross national income. Okay. The output method, other name is, we can say, output approach, right? The output approach is also called the net product. Net product, or output method is also called net product or value added. Value added. According to this method, the economy is divided into different sectors, like such as agriculture, mining, manufacturing, small enterprises, communication, and other services. In the final product, the values of intermediate goods are already included. In the final product, the values of intermediate goods are already included. Means a separate accounting of the values of intermediate goods along with the accounting of the value of final products. It means double counting, right? It means double counting. To avoid this double counting, this method suggests two alternative approaches for the measurement of GNP, that is gross national product. Which two alternative approaches? That is final good and value added. That is final good approaches and final good and value added. Value added approach. Final good approach. According to this method, only final goods and services are to be considered in the estimation of GDP. Only those goods, that is final goods and services, are to be considered in the estimation of GDP. Intermediate goods are not to be considered here. We know the final goods are those goods which have crossed the boundary line of production and which are ready for use by their final users, right? Who may be consumers or producers. Consumers and producers. Okay. When consumers buy final goods, there is a final consumption expenditure. Final consumption expenditure. When consumers buy final goods, there is a final consumption expenditure. And when the producers buy final goods, there is an investment expenditure. There is investment expenditure. there is investment expenditure. Thus, only those goods are to be considered which are either causing final consumption expenditure or investment expenditure during an accounting the year. Right. The second next approach is value added approach. It refers to the difference between value of output and the value of intermediate consumption of each producing unit in the country. Sum total of value added by all the producing units within the domestic territory of the country is equal to domestic product. For example, we see the example of value added approach. Production stage, then value of output, value of input, production stage, value of output, value of input, and value added. Okay. First is wheat, farmer. Then flour mill. Okay. Then bread, baker. Okay. Then retailer means merchant. And total value. Here value of output that is 10, 7, 10, 7, 10, 13 and 14. We assume that. Then 0, 7, 0, 7, 10 and 13. Here same 7, 3, 3, 1, 4. 7, 3, 3, 1 and 4. How it is here in this example here we are assume much simplified model of an economy producing only a single final product. Okay, which is the final product? That is bread. Bread is a final product here. It is assumed, but there are 4 productive stages in production of bread. That is wheat, flour and then bread. Right? Production stages of single bread. In the given example, farmer produces and sell wheat for 7 rupees to the miller. 7 rupees to the miller. Then miller sells flour for rupees 10 to the baker. Right? Then baker sells bread for rupees 13 to the retailer. Rupees 13 to the retailer. And retailer sells bread for rupees 14 to the consumers. Means so the value added by farmer, flour mill, baker and then retailer, that is the total of rupees 14 should be included in the national income. These are intermediate values and these are the final good value. So 14 rupees should be included in the national income because it is a final good. Right? Now precautions. While estimating national income by output method, some precautions should be taken. First is value of the sale and purchase of second hand goods is not included because it is already accounted. because it is a second hand good. So the this its price is already included in the national income. Value of self consumption is taken into account because these goods are like those produce for the market. Then the value added in the government sector is equal to compensation of employees only, right? Then while evaluating output, changes in the price level between different years must be taken into account. Price will be changed. Price will be changed. So the price level between different years must be taken into account. Value of exports should be added and value of imports should be deducted. And the last is depreciation of capital assets would be deducted. These are precautions. Very important question. Measurement, methods of measurement of national income. We learned today only the first point, that is output method. We will learn the next two topics in our next lecture. I hope you all are understood.